Well, good morning.
Good morning.
You know, I want to say this before I start. When Annette was singing earlier, I was actually throwing my voice. I'm a ventriloquist. So instead of shaking her hand, please come shake it. Thank you so very much. Well, anyway, I count it a privilege to be here. I was asked to talk about my memories of 9/12. And quite frankly, I don't even recall when 9/12 began or ended with regards to a clock. That's because when I woke up on the morning of 9/11, it became the longest day of my life. I will never forget walking out of the classroom, a history class on the campus of UALR, and calling a mentor in Ohio. And the joy in my tone was abruptly depressed as he said to me, you must not know what's going on. Get to a television set. So to make a long story short, let me simply say that the next time I was able to close my eyes and get some sleep, it had to be in the wee early morning hours of 9/13. So what I'm going to recall for you today is what I call the same day. 9/11, 9/12 were for me an extended day. I remember rushing to the television set at the UALR Donaghy Student Center, opening the door, and I saw hundreds of students standing and staring at the monitor as if they were in a spell. And I can see it like it was yesterday. No words. Some of their mouths were covered. Some of their mouths were gaping open. And as I squeezed my way into the crowd, I remember asking a young man, "What's happening?" And with a quiet strength, he said, "We are under attack." Somehow those words were so foreign to me that I couldn't even register it in my brain. So as I too became fixed on the television set, and I began to process what was going on, I couldn't help but look around me and notice the diversity of people who were staring at that television set. They were young and young at heart, but they were so many shades: yellow, red, white, brown, black. And all of a sudden, we came in focus to me. We were under attack. America is under attack. I woke up, and it was almost too poignant, too surreal, but there was a stirring in me that I will never forget. I thought, America is under attack? We the people? We the people under attack? And as word of other targets, maybe the Pentagon and the White House, began to buzz, I rushed home, and I recall calling my cousin, who was a career military man, and he was about 32 years old at the time. He was stationed in California. And I remember kind of rhetorically asking him, do you see what's going on? And I will never forget his words, ever so matter-of-factly, and with a cool, confident resolve I have never heard in his voice before. He said, as only a sailor could say, "We are watching, and we're getting ready to kick some such a Words cannot describe what it meant to me to know the character of one who was not only standing ready, but willing to risk his very life to defend we, the people. And although I didn't know at that time who was attacking we, the people, I remember I wanted to join the front lines with my cousin. And I think that's how so many people felt. So sometime, hours later, I'm sure 9/12 came. And I saw what America, we the people, are truly made of. What happened as a result was a show of unity that could not be staged or counterfeited. From coast to coast, as if the spirit of Betsy Ross herself, with the blessings of our nation's founding fathers, without prompt, we the people began stitching back together old glory. Without prompt. We did that. From California to Maine, Florida to Washington, there was a sea of red, white, and blue. all across the country, and I'm telling you, in every neighborhood, rich, poor, it didn't matter. Homeless people. I saw gang members. I saw lawyers, doctors, single moms, Republicans, Democrats, libertarians, some Muslims. I'm telling you, I saw them with flags on their homes, flags on their cars, flags on their shirts or whatnot, or just flags in their hands. It was the biggest tailgate party I had ever been to in my life, and we were rooting for Team America, the Freedom Team. At that defining moment, we were American, we knew it, and you know what? Nothing else mattered. At least not to me. America, the great land and symbol of freedom. So the towers fell, but 200 million plus towers rose up. Americans rose up. And I want you to think about this. Across this great nation, free men and free women stopped our doing. We chose to stop our day today. We took a collective breath and our hearts beat in tandem to pay tribute to those who had lost their lives. But also because we understood both the price and the pricelessness of that inalienable right that we call freedom. Yes. And I hope we still understand that today. So we stopped our doing. I remember games being canceled, comedy shows, comedians didn't even want to joke, classes dismissed. I kind of liked that at the time. But you name it. Lives had been lost, and we knew that we, the people, would not just stand by and let those lives be snuffed out in vain. There was such an outpouring of love from Americans all over. You know, we converged upon New York City, some organized, some just alone, because we were compelled to go. Why? Because we understood that it was the freedom, that freedom that empowered us to do. And it was our freedom which was ultimately under attack. To think that we would defend freedom around the world and we weren't going to defend and support our own, we formed a united front. See, the problem with terrorists is that they don't really quite understand the fabric of the American people and what really binds us together. We the people drafted it, and we the people engrafted it into our hearts. We are not and we will never be slaves to anything, even terror. Frederick Douglass said, better die free than to live a slave. And it was Patrick Henry who said, is life so dear and peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Oh, forbid that, Almighty God. I know not what course others may take, and I will say this personally, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death. All right. All right. Do you know what people who come from everywhere around the world to be naturalized here, what they pledge allegiance to? It's not a race, it's not even a religion. So then what is it that binds us together? Well, how shall I put it? We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.